Hi there, cook folk. Alton Brown here with my new book, Good Eats for the Final Years, the fourth installment in the book set that walks hand in hand with the TV show of the same name. One of the best things about this book is that it contains the recipes from the lost season of reloads. That is, the season of reloads that were never actually shot, despite the fact that we did all the advance work. Case in point, gluten-free cornmeal pancakes. Okay, now it's not that the original pancakes were bad. I just wanted to demonstrate that our gluten-free flour mix on page 92 could be used to manufacture a new take on the breakfast classic that is even better than our originals that were featured in the episode Flapjack Do It Again back in 1999. Of course, a Steely Dan reference. Okay, let's cook. We will need a cup. That's 140 grams of my gluten-free flour mix. Page 92. A large egg, a teaspoon of kosher salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda, a tablespoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice, a quarter cup, that's 40 grams, of stone ground cornmeal, a cup of whole milk, a tablespoon of sugar, a teaspoon of baking powder, and 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, melted and slightly cooled. Sift the gluten-free flour, cornmeal, baking powder, salt, and baking soda together in a large bowl and set aside. Side note, I like sifting because it aerates the powder and that actually helps the batter come together faster. Whisk the egg, milk, sugar, melted butter, and lemon juice together in a medium bowl until the sugar dissolves. Indeed, despite its crystalline powdered form, sugar is typically included as a wet ingredient in baking recipes due to the fact that it dissolves so readily in small amounts of liquid. Okay, so anytime you see a professional baking recipe, sugar will be on the wet side. Pour the wet ingredients into the dry and quickly whisk to combine. So whisk 10 times and then walk away. Even if you still see some dry stuff, that's okay. Cover with a clean kitchen towel and set aside at room temperature for 30 minutes. All right, look, the resting period is critical because unlike regular wheat flour based batters, this one has rice flour and other starches that need more time to hydrate. So don't skip this or your pancakes will be crunchier than you want them. When 15 minutes have passed, crank your griddle to 350 degrees. And when the batter is rested, lightly coat the griddle with nonstick spray. Then dose out quarter cup portions of the batter onto the skillet. I wouldn't go with more than 4, but if your skillet's really large, you can get away from 6. Now, since I want a quarter cup to actually get to the griddle, I typically portion with a 1/3 cup measuring cup because you can never really get everything out unless you hit the measuring cup with nonstick spray every time, and I'm just not gonna bother. You know, personally, I prefer my pancakes not round. I find it's just way too conformist, okay? I like them rustic, artisanal. Okay, look, if you really don't like the little appendix sticking out, just squish it up against the other. Fine. Feel better? Cook until tiny bubbles appear along the edges, about 2.5 minutes. Then flip and cook for another 2.5 minutes or until golden brown. And this is why I only cook 4 at a time. All right, if you've got more than that, you're not gonna have flip space, and you gotta have flip space. So every pancake times 2, just think that way. Transfer to a plate and repeat with the remaining batter. Now I like serving with both butter and maple syrup, and I like the darker stuff, to be honest. Don't you judge me. Not unless, of course, you're willing to buy several copies of Good Eats for the Final Years. Then you can do whatever you want.